All right, so good morning and welcome everyone to this live session. Of course, we'll be doing this every day throughout the months of January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Yeah, but for 6 months straight. For those people who are actually in the 100,000 naira to 20 million naira group. So that's going to be we're going to be going for 6 months, right? And then we'll be trading the market for 6 months, and then we'll be able to see what's possible. But so just so that I know and I'm able to observe everyone's growth, because that's my major concern. My major concern is not just to send signals or to just make money off the market or whatever it is. My main goal is to be able to help people know that you can easily make money off this market without stressing yourself. Okay. So just yesterday evening, while the market was running on BTC USD, I was able to just get certain things off the market, and it was a very good. It presented a very good opportunity. So let me just add everyone to the stage because I want to be sure you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes,
Um, can you guys hear me?
yes, yes.
If you can hear me, can you hear me? Can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, all right. So Um, I'm currently live as well on YouTube. We'll be documenting everything on YouTube, pretty much just for um, the sake of for us to be able to go back to everything that I've said on our home. So now it's very simple because this market we'll be trading is basically just easy to understand. It's just hard when you decide to make it hard for yourself. Do you understand? You can easily make money off this market by just doing simple things, and then which part of the simple things we'll be doing today, I'll be showing you how to actually just make money on this market using my simple strategy, which is very simple, very simple. So now one of the main mistakes most traders do make, as per the fact that majority of us are just starting up, is the fact that we tend to just ignore certain things which we shouldn't. So, but for for this particular course, I'll be making emphasis on those things. Okay, I'm making emphasis on those things. So, um, I hope everyone can hear me clearly. So, let's dive straight into trading view. And currently, I'm seeing a kind of a setup on gold that's looking very interesting. And then I'm just trying to see what I could do. But before that, I'm just going to go ahead and just show you my thought process. So the very interesting thing about trading this market is the fact that you can easily just make money while you were sleeping. Or before I even go to gold, let me show you what I actually did on BTC USD. And I'm just going to share it as a nugget here for free. So right now, I can see BTC USD trading up to the 97,400 mark before there's any significant rejection. And why did I actually say that? Am I just looking at the market off that mark? Let me remove my drawings. So remove drawings. So now, as of yesterday, I came into the market when this particular candlestick was about closing. Okay, when this particular candlestick was about closing, this particular candlestick here. Now, when I came to the market, what did I actually see? At first, I actually changed my kind of chart to the line chart, and I could see easily that there is something called a W pattern that formed in here. Can you see that W pattern? That's a very interesting push, and this is on the 4 hours time frame. This gives you an head that market is about to go for a long ride. And as you know, if you actually attended my classes, you know that how I actually trade my W patterns is I actually wait for price to actually do two things, right? Now, number one is if price actually forms a W pattern like this, I easily wait for it to come back to this neckline, which return a resistance to a support, and I expect a push to the upside. Number one. That's number one way at which I trade this W pattern. The second way I trade the W pattern is also by the way markets also intentionally strip liquidity of the markets, which is something like this, comes down here, then it push to the upside. Now, if I don't see any of these two things, I don't take trades. If I don't see any of these two things at the market happen, I don't take what? I don't make a decision. I don't take any trade. So I actually wait for all these things to happen. Now, if you look at this particular W pattern, like I said, what did I actually said I'm going to wait for? What do you think is happening currently? Price already came to this neckline. Very, very interesting thing. This neckline was where price came at. Now, if you look at it on the candlestick, you will see that there was a little bit of an extension, right? There was an extension, but no doubt about that. There was the extension was needed, of course, because it is BTC, just for certain manipulations and stuff. But what is more important is after the extension or after the whole manipulation actually happened, then the next thing we saw was a bullish candlestick coming out of this particular zone. This was the bearish candle, a bullish candle. Now, if you look at this bearish candle, what bearish candle is this? Anyone, what bearish candle is this? What bearish candle is this? What's the name of this candlestick here? What's the name of that candlestick there?
No, Pimba.
Anybody?
A
This
Pimba.
candlestick.
A Pimba.
A pin bar. Good. That's a pin bar candlestick. That's a pin bar candlestick. A very, very simple pin bar candlestick. So now when I saw that pin bar candlestick, I waited for the next candlestick to actually confirm that what the sellers are out of this market, which was what that bullish engulfing that came out of that zone. Now, this is just a simple strategy that you can use anytime, anywhere, any day. So now immediately I saw this, then I waited for this candlestick. As of yesterday night, this candlestick was about to come, like it was dropping here, then it reversed and it was actually coming back to where it started from. Okay, so then I took my entry upon that particular uh, position right there for a long. So I went long immediately. I've been understood that this is a very good thing, and I expect it to come to what, like I said, somewhere around there. It should come out to take out this high. Now, if it can eventually take out this high, then definitely it means that what we are going to be running over a how many pips is that for PDC? Probably 400 pips or something. So now, okay, this is like 300 pips. This is approximately 300 pips, which is a very good trade, a very good risk to reward ratio, having your confirmation all set. Now, another thing is you also know that I don't trade without my trend lines. Okay, so if you look at this, you can see that there's a trend line here. Can you see that there's a trend line there? If you can't see that trend line, it means you've not studied trend line well. Can you see that trend line there? I always make sure I'm taking my entries off of what? Off of trend lines. Now you can see that this trend line started from here, this week dropped, this week dropped. I'm still on the 4 hours time frame. Now, if we go down to the 30 minutes time frame, you'll be able to see that trend line properly. You'll be able to see that trend line properly. Good. So now you can see this point, rejection, rejection, rejection. Can you see? So this was one. The price came back again to retest that trend line. Then what happened? Then we saw the push to the upside. Now this is very easy. Now, so what am I actually waiting for right now? And before I'm going to send a signal, am I just going to call a trade while this trade is running? No, I will just wait. And now I can see that currently price has already actually done something called a retest to this particular support zone that was formed here, this resistance zone, and then price actually formed the support of it. Can you see that? I hope we can see that. So you see price rejected off this zone, tapped into this particular resistance zone that's going to turn to support. Then it built what? Two candlesticks. What candlestick is this? What candlestick is that? Anybody? What candlestick confirmation is that? What candlestick confirmation is this? What candlestick confirmation, guys? What candlestick confirmation? The candlestick confirmation there is actually a tweezer bottom, okay, where we have two candlesticks, both the bearish and the bullish candlestick, having to just have same opening and closing price. So for the fact that they have same opening and closing price, I can easily deduce that it's also, it also has been able to just show that right there's an imbalance between the buyers and the sellers. So what's going to actually determine our entry is when we see that price take out this particular high sufficiently, then we should expect price to push to the upside. Now, if price take out this high here sufficiently, we expect it to just take out the high. So for now, is there any other signal I'm looking at? Good. I'm looking at gold as well. So I'm looking at for a sell on gold, and then I'm just waiting for a bullish candle to form very well. Because right now, let me show you my thought process on gold as well. So for gold, all I did is I also went to the 4 hours time frame. As you know, I always go to the 4 hours time frame. Very first thing I do whenever I come into the market is to go to the 4 hours time frame before I actually make any decision of the market. I actually go to the 4 hours time frame before I actually make any decision of this market. So come in. So right now we can see that gold actually was looking more of a downtrend, kind of course, because it was creating. How do we know downtrends? We have a higher high, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then this. Now, after this, we started seeing certain rejections again, which price started forming higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so we started seeing price breaking out of highs, then with reversing, breaking out of highs. You can see reversing, created this again. Price came down again. Now price came down to this point. Now price took it out. Now I expect a rejection back to this point. I expect a rejection back to this point on gold before we now continue to the upside. Now this is a very simple thing. It's because why? Why am I actually saying that price will reject off that zone? Because of the Quasimodo strategy. What does Quasimodo strategy tells me? Quasimodo strategy tells me that if I have a push to the upside, then I have something down like this, then I have something breaking out of this high. You see that intentionally, then I should expect that price will come down again. If price come down again, then price will come back to test this particular shoulder here. Now, when it retests this shoulder, it will drop. Now, the Quasimodo, this particular one shows a head and shoulder. But when we have a proper Quasimodo, we want to see it showing that what it actually broke out of this particular low. Can you see that low? Now, the Quasimodo simply just tells me that immediately I see price breaking out of this low, then breaking, just forming an extension, then I expect it to come back to this high. Then upon this high here, you'll be able to take your entry. Okay. But before you be able to predict that price will move to this upside, you have to know that you have to see a very good reason to which why this is actually happening. Now, if we have this inverted, do we have what is currently on this chart? If you have this particular thing inverted, you will see what is currently on this chart. So on this chart right now, we have price forming this, forming this, forming this. Can you see this? Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing now? Forming this, then we expect it to come back again to this low, then we should now see a push to the upside. That's what price has actually formed here. Can you see? So there's a low here, created this shoulder, rejected to the upside, created this head, now rejected to this upside, breaking out of this zone. Remember, it has to break out of this zone for that Quasimodo to be valid. Okay, it breaks out of this, then it comes to this point. Now, when it breaks out of this, I expect it to bounce back to this zone here. Now, which number one, we have a trend line that is waiting to be retested. We have an inside bar that is waiting to be retested. Then once those two things are actually confirmed, price taps into this zone, then we should see price push to the what? To the upside. Can you see that? At least price should push to this point here. At least price to push to 2662. So now this is how I actually make my decisions. I don't just come to the markets to just take trades and just call signals or copy someone's signals. I actually learn. I stay down. I observe the charts and I actually make decisions of what I'm seeing. So now another thing that could actually hinder that particular process is the fact that I can see this trend line here and it's showing more like a breakout on this trend line. So now the only thing that might also hinder it is if price come back, if the sell that we're anticipating actually happens and price taps on this trend line, and this trend line is able to push it back up, then definitely it means that we might have actually caught a little bit of some probably 70 pips or thereabout, or 80 pips or something. Then we might now start seeing rejection. But if this trend line can't hold, then definitely we should expect price bounce down to this trend line. So that's what I saw on the 4 hours time frame. And then right now I'm currently just going to just go to the 15 minutes and show you guys again that when I came to the 15 minutes time frame, I decided to take my trend line. I drew this, connected this low down to this point. Now, immediately I connected this low, I took the trend line again from this low to this low, then I connected to this low again. Now, if you look at this, what does it look like to you? It looks like a little bit of a what's it called now? A trend line breakout. Okay. Now there's a trend line breakout, but do I just jump in automatically when I see a breakout? No, I always wait for what candlestick confirmations. This trend line was drawn already. We could see price coming to the trend line, rejecting off, coming to the trend line, rejecting off, coming to the trend line, rejecting off, right? Now I expect price to drop, number one. So now that's what we are actually looking at on gold. And once that particular signal is available, I'll be able to let you guys know. But most importantly, it will be on the live. I would also send the link for the live immediately the signal is ready, as I'll be also observing. For B2C USD, we still see push to the upside, still significant push to the upside, and so on and so forth. So for we that are currently on the 100,000 naira to a 20 million naira challenge, for BTC, I also want us to understand that I will be focusing more on the 1 minute time frame for us, okay? Because we just want to catch small moves on BTC because 5,000 is in already, okay? BTC and then 5,000 is in already. If I was actually in this trade earlier, I would have actually told us to buy off this zone here. Let me delete this. I'd have actually wanted us to buy off this zone because this is a clear W pattern. Can you see a W pattern here on the 1 minute? You can see a W pattern here. You can see a W pattern. Price will move forward a little bit. This would have been a pattern, and right now we see a W pattern. Oh boy. So I was asking, is there any question for me? Is there any question for me? And were you guys hearing me? Could you guys hear me earlier? Could you guys hear
Yes,
me?
yes, I can hear you.
All right. So do you have any question for me? So also for GBP USD, I'm seeing a little bit of, let's analyze GBP USD together, so then we'll be able to see what's happening on BTC USD. So BTC USD is currently consolidating. As you can see, it is struggling to take out this high, as well as it is. Let me remove all these lines. BTC USD is struggling to take out this high right here, and also struggling to take out this low. Okay, so which tells us that it is currently consolidating. So if we're using the 4 hours time frame, we can see a bullish engulfing candlestick here. Then we should expect a push to the upside. But no, that won't be the call. We have to make sure that you don't just go in on the market when you see a bullish engulfing. You have to see a more solid reason why you're entering this trade. So right now, if you have to buy what's it called? You have to buy DBP USD, you are not wrong. So let's go ahead and buy DBP USD. That's going to be our trade for today. So buy DBP USD right now. Buy GBP USD, buy GBP USD, and then we'll target this particular point here. If a solid 75 pips, solid 75 pips. Let's just risk 30 pips. Okay, let's just risk 30 pips for this trade. So now you see that I'm not actually doing anything strange. Another thing I'm seeing again on the market is I'm seeing a kind of a break out of a trend line here, and I can see price still coming back to retest this trend line, but as well as this. So if we currently just enter this market with one leg right now, you can go ahead and enter with the leg. Just make sure, please, you're using 0.01 for this particular trade. Make sure you're using 0.01 for this particular trade, or depend on your account size, you can decide to use 0.02, and then you'll be able to. Let me see. If you're using 0.02, it means with our stop loss, you'll be risking probably. Our stop loss is what? Let me call out the figure. Our stop loss is to be at. Please make sure you're always using this figure. This figure is very important. Okay, make sure you're using this exact figure. So we have 1.25011, 1.25011. Okay, that's our stop loss for BDC USD. So if you're using 0.01, you should be 0.01, you should be risking nothing less than 5,000 naira. If you're using 0.02, you should be risking nothing less than 10,000 naira, or $7 or thereabout. So just make sure you are using proper risk management for this. So if I see that price push to the upside here, if it breaks out of this trend line, then I'm going to max out on this. I'm going to max out on this trade. I'm going to max out on this trade. So, but right now, I'm just still watching, and then we are currently buying off this zone. Another thing I saw was on the 45 minutes, I can see in the next 16 minutes, or on the 30 minutes to in the next 1 minute, this candlestick, if it ends very, very well, if it ends very, very well, it will definitely mean we have a dodgy, then a bullish engulfing, just to cover out of this bearish candle. And also they are coming out from a zone that is a very, very important zone, which is this particular point here. Can you see that? So uh, with that, let's watch out. If it breaks out that trend line, you can then go ahead and, if you want to layer, go ahead and layer. But for the people who are currently on the challenge, please don't layer. Okay, please don't layer, don't layer, don't layer. So right now we are currently on a buy on GBP USD. I think that will be the trade for today. Let's see how it goes. Might be slow, but just okay. Let's also check something that's very important. Okay, let's also check something that's very important, because of course we're in a new year. We also have to consider certain things like the holidays, the bank holidays, and so on and so forth. So let me check Forex Factory. I hope we remember what to use Forex Factory for. So we'll not just go ahead and trade blindly. We have to confirm what is currently happening on the fundamental parts of forex, right? We also have to check share screen. Let's see. Okay. So for you to understand what is currently happening in the fundamental part of forex, you have to use forexfactory.com. And once you go to forexfactory.com, you can easily see what is currently happening. Today is January 2, and then there's no bank holiday for USD or GBP. GBP is free of bank holiday. It's only JPY and CHF that's on bank holiday. So we should expect a very good move. And then by 2:30, we'll have unemployment claims on USD news, on USD pair. Then we'll be able to have that particular fundamental player. But we won't be trading fundamentals. We'll be sticking to proper risk management throughout this trade. Okay. So how many of us are currently on the trade? How many of us are currently on the trade? Do you have any
I'm
question as well? How many of us are currently on that trade right now? How many of us are currently on that trade?
I'm on the trade.
All right, good, good. So how is it playing out? How is it playing out right now? Are we running in profits, or we are running in loss, or we are still running? Okay, it's still there. It's still there. That candlestick ended nicely. That candlestick ended nicely. A very good candlestick right there on what's it called? Very good candlestick right there. So remember, stop loss. Always use my stop loss. Okay, always use my stop loss. My stop loss remains 1.25011. Okay, 1.25011. That's my stop loss. So if you're using your dollar account, you'll be risking nothing less than $6. be risking a Naira account, you should be risking nothing less than for 0.02, you should be risking nothing less than 10,000 naira. Okay, so if you're using 0.01, please, for the people who are actually using the who are
Sorry.
currently on
Are
the
we sorry,
challenge,
excuse
please,
me. Are
yeah,
we
I'm with
setting
you.
anything for our take profit?
All right, so you want to open your take profits down, and whenever I say you should take profit, then you take profit. Okay.
Okay, then
But I'm actually looking at us recovering from our previous loss of yesterday. So I want us to be able to make back that money in
our price is at
today.
1.25319.
Do you mean the current price, the current market price?
Yes.
Yes, 1.1 okay, our entry point is 1.25319. The current market price is not stable, so it's moving. And while we are watching that, it's, um, it's currently still slow. But still early. I mean, that's we are actually early to this market, and it's very good because, of course, will be part of the major move that will happen today on BDC, on GBP USD. So let me look out for gold for the people who have enough capital to trade gold right now. Um, Gold isn't giving me this move I want. I just need the candlestick to close as a bearish candlestick here. I need the candlestick to close bearish. You can see multiple dodges. Starts telling you that there's something that's going to happen right here, and that particular move will be crazy for gold. So multiple dodges tells you that, and this is on the 15 minutes time frame. So if any candlestick closes, like if it's a bearish candlestick that close after these multiple dodges, we have one, two, three, four dodges, four indecisions. That's crazy. That's crazy. Am I sharing my screen? I'm not sure. Okay. So um
My current price is at 1.2533. Should I still just enter the trade like that?
okay. You mean for GBP USD?
Yes, GPP USD.
Yeah, I think GBP USD is still ripe for entry. Right.
Okay.
GBP USD. Yeah, it's still ripe for entry. You can still take your entry right there. It's still ripe for entry. It's slow. GBP USD can be slow, but it's a very good trade, and it's looking promising. Very very promising. So let's just hope the market respect us today, and then it respect this analysis, and it just keeps moving. So also I can see a little bit of a trend line there. I mean, a very very nice trend line that is currently playing out. So I see a push to the upside there. So you always have to see the trend lines. You'll be able to know what you're doing. So on this trend line, we could see that it formed a tweezer bottom. After that tweezer bottom, a pin bar, and then we should see a push to the upside. After that pin bar, we can see multiple pin bars. Then there's a bullish candlestick there. So we should see price break out of that trend line to the upside. So once it breaks out of that trend line to the upside, that's a very good confirmation that our trade is ripe and is ready to move. So any other question, guys? Any other question? Any other question? Please make sure you're not wasting more than $5, 5,000 naira. I mean, for the 100K to 200 million challenge. Please make sure you're not wasting more than 5,000 naira. So I'll keep you guys updated about this trade in the group, and then make sure you guys enjoy the rest of the day. Okay, so peace out, guys. Enjoy the rest of the day.